You've heard of Bitcoin as digital gold. It's the secure, heavy, final store of value. But what if I told you there's another cryptocurrency created in its shadow, designed from day one to be something entirely different, to be digital silver? Today, we're going to break down exactly what that means in three escalating parts. And the final reason we'll cover is a quiet upgrade that almost nobody is talking about, but it gives this coin a superpower that Bitcoin may never have. So sit back and let's explore one of the oldest and most misunderstood assets in the entire crypto space. To really get it, you have to go back to 2011. Bitcoin was just 2 years old. It was still a tiny niche curiosity for cypherpunks and programmers. One of those programmers was a man named Charlie Lee, an engineer working at Google. He was fascinated by Satoshi Nakamoto's creation, but he also saw its limitations. The 10-minute wait time for a transaction to confirm felt slow, even back then. He believed that for a digital currency to truly be used by everyday people for everyday things, it needed to be faster and lighter. He didn't want to kill Bitcoin. He wanted to create its perfect companion. This is where the genius of the analogy was born. If Bitcoin is like gold bars, heavy, incredibly secure, used for settling large debts and storing generational wealth, then the world also needs silver coins, something you can carry in your pocket, something for buying a cup of coffee or a sandwich, something for daily commerce. This wasn't a competition. It was a complementary vision for a new financial system. So, on October 7th, 2011, Charlie Lee released Litecoin into the world. He took Bitcoin's core code, made a few crucial adjustments, and set it free. There was no big company behind it, no venture capital funding, and most importantly, there was no pre-mine. Lee didn't give himself a hoard of coins before releasing it to the public. It was a fair launch, just like Bitcoin, which earned him immense respect and the nickname Satoshi Light. That single decision, to launch it fairly, is the foundation of its legitimacy. It wasn't about getting rich. It was about building a useful tool. And that simple, powerful idea of gold and silver is the first step to understanding everything else. Okay, so the story makes perfect sense. But a good story isn't enough. How does it actually work differently under the hood? This is where we move from the philosophy to the code itself. And the differences are deliberate and brilliant. First, let's talk about speed. As we mentioned, a new block of transactions is added to the Bitcoin blockchain roughly every 10 minutes. This is a core part of its security model. But for a payment, it's a long time to stand around at a cash register. Charlie Lee changed one number in the code to target a block time of 2.5 minutes, 4 times faster. That single change transforms the user experience from a slow bank wire into something that feels much closer to a credit card swipe. It was designed for the checkout line, not the bank vault. Next is the supply. This is my favorite part. Satoshi Nakamoto famously capped Bitcoin's supply at 21 million coins, ensuring its scarcity and making it a hedge against inflation. Charlie Lee honored that principle of scarcity, but he adjusted the numbers to fit the silver analogy. He set Litecoin's maximum supply at 84 million. What's 84 divided by 21? It's 4, a perfect 4-to-1 ratio. This wasn't an accident. It was a deliberate choice to mirror the historical, and often psychological, relationship between gold and silver. There would always be 4 times as much digital silver as there was digital gold. But there was one other key technical difference at launch that showed his focus on the average person. By 2011, mining Bitcoin was already becoming specialized. The hashing algorithm it uses, called SHA-256, was quickly being dominated by powerful, purpose-built machines called ASICs. An everyday person with a laptop stood no chance. Lee saw this centralization happening and chose a different algorithm for Litecoin called Script. At the time, Script was designed to be memory intensive, making it much harder to build ASICs for it. This meant that for years, you could mine Litecoin effectively with the graphics card in your home computer. It was a move to keep mining decentralized. Now, eventually, the market caught up and Script ASICs were created, but the intention behind that choice is what matters. It was another signal that Litecoin was meant to be the people's money. Faster, more abundant, and more accessible. If you're finding this useful and it's starting to click, a quick subscribe helps me make more videos just like this one. And you'll definitely want to be here for what's coming next, because this is where the story leaps from the past into the very near future. All right, so Litecoin is faster and there's more of it. That's been the case for over a decade. But that doesn't explain why it's so compelling right now. A lot of other coins are faster. So what makes Litecoin special today? This is the part of the story that flew completely under the radar for most people, even those inside the crypto world. In May of 2022, after years of development and testing, Litecoin activated a massive and controversial upgrade. It's called MWEB extension blocks. I know, it's a ridiculous name. Just call it MWEB. And what it does is nothing short of revolutionary. It introduces the option for confidential transactions. Here's what that means. Bitcoin's blockchain is radically transparent. Every single transaction, from the very first one in 2009 until the one that happens 3 seconds from now, is recorded on a public ledger for anyone to see forever. We can see which address sent the coins, which address received them, and exactly how much was sent. This is often praised as a feature, but for real-world use, it's a privacy nightmare. Would you want your landlord to see how much you spend on groceries? Or a business competitor to see every payment you make to your suppliers? Or an ex-partner to be able to track your financial life for years to come? That is the reality of a transparent ledger. MWEB changes the game. It allows Litecoin users to send their coins into a special extension block where this information is scrambled. When you transact within this MWEB space, the outside world can verify that the transaction is valid, but they cannot see the amounts or the addresses involved. It's a privacy shield you can opt into whenever you need it. This gives Litecoin a property called fungibility. Fungibility is a simple concept that we take for granted with cash. A $10 bill in your hand is worth the same as any other $10 bill. It doesn't matter if one was used to buy a comic book and the other was once stolen in a bank robbery. They're interchangeable. Cryptocurrencies with transparent ledgers aren't truly fungible. A Bitcoin that was used in a darknet market can be tainted and blacklisted by exchanges. Its history is forever attached to it. But a Litecoin that has been moved through MWEB comes out clean. Its history is wiped. It's just a Litecoin identical to any other. Let that sink in for a moment. The digital gold has a permanent privacy problem. The digital silver quietly integrated a powerful solution. It's no longer just a faster Bitcoin. It's a more private, more cash-like version of Bitcoin. And in a world that is waking up to the importance of digital privacy, that might just be its ultimate purpose. So, there it is. You have the origin story. The elegant and simple idea of digital silver born from Bitcoin's own code. You have the technical proof. A network that is 4 times faster with 4 times the supply by design. And now you have its hidden superpower. The power of optional privacy through MWEB, creating a fungible asset that can be used like true digital cash without broadcasting your entire financial life to the world. The initial goal was to explain digital silver. But the truth is, Litecoin has evolved beyond that simple analogy. It's become its own unique asset, a reliable and battle-tested network with a feature that the biggest player in the game may never be able to implement. It's not just the silver to Bitcoin's gold. It's the cash to Bitcoin's savings account. If this video helped you see this corner of the crypto world a little more clearly, do me a favor and share it with someone who might need to hear it. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Thank you so much for your time.